Lena was 28, and she could still see that afternoon like a picture in her head. She had driven 2 hours back to her parents' house in Maplebridge, Massachusetts, telling herself she could survive one birthday party. Her brother, Mark, was turning 31. Her mother had said, "Please come, it will mean a lot," and like always, Lena had said yes, even though her stomach tightened. On the outside, the Cole family looked perfect. White fence, neat yard, successful dad, polite mom, 2 grown kids. But inside, it was a house where feelings were not allowed. Her father, Peter Cole, was tall, strict, and always said, "Pain is weakness leaving the body." Her mother, Anna, was always nervous and always on his side. And Mark, the golden boy, could do no wrong. Lena had spent her whole childhood being told she was too sensitive. Today, she was just hoping to smile, hand over a birthday card, and leave before anyone decided she was a problem again. "Lena, you made it," Anna said at the door, leaning in for a quick air kiss. Her eyes slid up and down Lena's blue blouse and jeans. "Good. You look presentable. Everyone's in the backyard." It sounded like praise and insult at the same time. Lena forced a smile. "Hi, Mom." She stepped inside and saw piles of expensive gifts, golf clubs, designer clothes, even a photo of a jet ski. Of course. For her 30th birthday they had sent a gift card. For Mark there was a jet ski. She put her own card with $200 on the table. "He'll like that," Anna said, but it didn't sound like she meant it. Lena headed toward the backyard, reminding herself to breathe. She could leave early. She was an adult now. She had choices. The yard was full of Mark's friends, loud, sunbound, beer in hand. Her father stood at the grill, king of his kingdom. "There's my girl," he said, but he didn't leave the grill. Mark spotted her and walked over with a wide grin and beer breath. "Look who finally decided to remember her family," he joked, pulling her into a hug that was too tight. "Happy birthday, Mark," Lena said, stepping back. "Nice deck." "Custom wood," Mark said, waving at the brand new pool deck. "Dad spent 20 grand. Because I'm worth it." He laughed. The people around him laughed too. Lena smiled politely and went to get water. She had learned not to drink at these gatherings. Drunk people plus old family habits always ended in her being blamed. For about an hour she survived. She talked with 2 girlfriends of Mark's friends, women who also looked like they didn't want to be there. But slowly the mood shifted. The men were drinking more, voices rising. Mark started telling old stories, always the kind where he was funny and Lena was the joke. "Hey, remember when Lena thought the neighbor's dog had rabies?" he shouted. "She didn't go outside for a week." Laughter. "Or when we swapped her shampoo," another friend added. "Her hair fell out in patches." More laughter. Lena felt her face heat. "I was 14, she said quietly. "It wasn't funny then." Mark rolled his eyes. "You're still so dramatic." She took a deep breath. She had reached her limit. She decided to leave before it got worse. She turned toward the house. "I'm gonna head out," she said to no one in particular. But Mark stepped in front of her. His eyes were a little glassy now. "Leaving already? Come on, stay. Have a drink. It's my birthday." "I have a long drive," Lena said, keeping her voice calm. "I just came to show up." His smile dropped. "You're still the same. Always too good for us." She ignored it and walked toward the new deck that led back to the sliding door. That was when she felt it. Something was wrong with the wood. It was too slick. Not wet. Slick. Her foot slid. Time slowed. She reached for the rail, but there was nothing. Her other foot slipped too, and her body flew backward toward the pool edge. She hit the concrete lip with a sickening thud, lower back and head together. Bright pain exploded up her spine. The sky spun. For a second she couldn't breathe. Then she tried to move her legs. Nothing. Panic rushed in. "Help," she gasped. "I can't feel my legs." Faces appeared above her. The first was Mark's, smirking. "Nice fall, Lena. You always did love attention." She blinked at him, stunned. "Mark, I can't move," she said, louder now, voice shaking. "Call 911. Something's wrong." People gathered, but no one crouched beside her. No one called. They were watching to see what the family would do. Her father pushed through the small crowd, frowning. "What's all this?" "Dad," Lena cried, tears spilling. "I fell. I hit the concrete."
I can't feel my legs.
I need an ambulance. Peter Cole looked at the spotless new deck like she had insulted him. The deck's fine. I just paid for it.
Then, louder, Lena, get up.
You're making a scene at your brother's party. The words cut sharper than the pain.
I can't get up, she shouted.
I can't move. Please. Her mother appeared, whispering angrily, Lena, that's enough.
People are watching.
You always do this on Mark's day. I can't feel my legs, Lena repeated, voice cracking. Please, Mom. She's probably had too much to drink, Mark said behind them. Classic Lena. She hadn't had a single sip. The sun was hot on her face, but she felt cold.
Her fingers were tingling. She was starting to shake.
Please, she said again, weaker now. Her father turned away back to the grill. Her mother started telling guests, she's fine.
She does this sometimes.
Lena lay there on the concrete, pain roaring in her back, surrounded by people who chose not to see her.
And then a new voice cut through the noise.
Excuse me, let me through. I'm a nurse.
A woman Lena didn't know knelt beside her. She had kind eyes and steady hands.
Hi, I'm Grace. What's your name?
Lena, she whispered.
Okay, Lena, don't move.
Tell me what happened.
Lena told her about the fall and the numbness. Grace's face tightened.
She pressed Lena's legs. Can you feel this?
No, can you wiggle your toes? No. Grace looked up at the crowd. She needs an ambulance now.
She doesn't need an ambulance, Anna said quickly. She just slipped.
Grace looked straight at her.
She has signs of a spinal injury.
If you move her, you could paralyze her permanently. That word, paralyze, finally made a few people step back. Peter came over again, less sure now. Spinal injury? From a fall? Grace ran her fingers over the board where Lena had stepped.
It was greasy.
She rubbed her thumb and finger together and looked up.
This isn't water, she said.
This is oil.
The yard went quiet.
She turned toward Mark, who had gone very still. Did you put something on this deck?
Mark's face drained.
It was just a joke, he muttered.
Just Dad's deck oil. I thought she'd slip into the pool.
Grace stared at him like she couldn't believe it. Then she dialed 911. The ambulance siren could be heard within minutes, growing louder. Grace stayed by Lena's side, counting her breaths. You're doing great, she said softly. Just stay still. Lena nodded, tears sliding into her hair. Around them, guests were whispering, some leaving. Anna hovered, wringing her hands. Do they really have to come here? She whispered. This will look terrible.
Grace ignored her.
The paramedics, 2 women and a man, came through the gate with a stretcher. The lead one knelt.
Hi, Lena, I'm Bella. We're gonna take care of you.
Where's the worst pain? My back, Lena said. And I can't feel below my waist. Bella nodded, serious.
Okay.
We're going to put a collar on your neck and roll you as one piece.
Don't help us.
Let us do it. Then Bella looked at Grace. Was the surface wet? Grace answered clearly, for everyone to hear. No.
It was oiled.
On purpose. Bella's head snapped toward Mark. Sir, did you deliberately make this surface slippery?
Mark swallowed. It was a prank.
I didn't think. Well, she's hurt, Bella said, her voice sharp now. We'll document the scene. We'll also request police. Police?
Peter barked.
That's not necessary. This was an accident.
Bella met his eyes.
Sir, delaying treatment for someone who can't feel their legs is not an accident. Then to Lena, softer, we'll give you something for pain once you're in the rig. They slid the board under her, counted, and rolled. Even with their care, Lena screamed.
The pain was blinding. I know, Bella said. I know.
Hang on. As they strapped her in, Lena saw her family one last time. Her father arguing, her mother shaking, Mark staring like he had just met consequences for the first time. And from the driveway, a police car pulled up, lights flashing. For the first time in her life, someone other than her was being believed. When Lena woke up, the lights were softer and the beeping steady. For a second she didn't remember the deck, the fall, the siren. Then it all rushed back. A nurse with a badge that said Ramon smiled. Welcome back, Lena.
You're at Boston General. You had surgery on your back.
The doctor will explain.
She swallowed. I still can't feel my legs.
The doctor will talk to you, he said kindly. A few minutes later, a woman in a white coat came in. I'm Dr. Harris, the neurosurgeon. You fell and fractured 2 vertebrae around T12L1. The swelling pressed on your spinal cord. We did emergency surgery to stabilize your spine.
Lena stared at her.
Will I walk again?
Dr. Harris didn't lie.
Your injury is incomplete, that's good.
It means the cord wasn't fully severed. Some people recover movement over time.
But right now, yes, you have paralysis in your lower body. We will work with therapy, but we must be realistic.
Tears slid down Lena's temples. She had walked into her brother's party. Now she wasn't sure she would walk again.
After Dr. Harris left, 2 officers came in, both women. That made Lena feel safer. Ms. Cole, I'm Detective Morgan.
This is Officer Patel.
We're looking into what happened at your parents' home.
Lena nodded, wiping at her eyes.
I can talk.
Witnesses said you reported not feeling your legs right away, Morgan said. But no one called 911 until a guest intervened. Is that right?
Yes, Lena said. I begged them.
My dad said, walk it off.
My mom said I was ruining the party.
Patel wrote quickly.
And your brother said he put oil on the deck.
He said it was a joke, Lena said, voice shaking. He always did stuff like that. But this time, she looked at the ceiling. This time I couldn't get up.
The detective's face softened. We've already taken Mark Cole into custody for reckless endangerment causing serious injury. Your parents are being investigated for failure to seek medical help.
Lena blinked.
They're in trouble.
Yes, Morgan said.
This was preventable.
And you asked for help.
For the first time, Lena felt something like relief. Someone official believed her. The days in the hospital were painful and slow. Dr. Harris explained swelling around the cord could go down over weeks. That meant there was hope, but not a promise. A social worker named James came in. You're going to need rehab, he said. There are programs for spinal cord injuries. We'll help with insurance and transport. He also said something else. Because your injury happened on someone else's property and because there was a delay in care, you may have a civil case. Later, an assistant district attorney, Ms. Lowell, visited. Your brother is likely to plead, she said. We have his admission, the paramedics' photos, and the nurse's statement. Your parents will probably avoid jail if they cooperate, but there will be consequences. It was strange. Lena had spent her whole life being told she was the problem, the dramatic one. Now the law was saying the opposite. That night she cried hard, not only from pain but from grief. Her family was breaking, but the truth had been breaking inside her for years. 2 weeks later, Lena was moved to a rehabilitation center. It smelled like determination and disinfectant. Her main physical therapist was a cheerful man named Drew. We work with what your body can do today, he said. We don't wait for perfect. They practiced transfers from bed to wheelchair, core strength, balance. Some days she felt tiny sparks in her thighs. Nothing big, but enough for Dr. Harris to say, that's a good sign. In group therapy, Lena met a woman named Joy who had been injured in a car crash. At first all I could think was I lost everything, Joy told her. Then I realized I didn't lose me. That sentence stuck to Lena. Meanwhile, her lawyer, Mr. Carver, recommended by the ADA, called. Your case is strong, he said. There's clear negligence. Your medical costs will be high. This isn't revenge, this is making sure you can live. Lena listened. It still hurt to think of taking money from her parents. But her life had changed forever in one afternoon she hadn't caused. The criminal side moved fast. Mark took a plea, 2 years in prison and probation after that. He cried in court, saying he hadn't meant to hurt her. The judge said, intent doesn't erase harm. Her parents, Peter and Anna, looked smaller than she'd ever seen them. Their lawyer argued they didn't understand the severity. The ADA showed the paramedic report. Patient reported loss of sensation. Family told her to walk it off. The judge was not impressed. They got probation, community service, mandatory counseling. Outside, reporters asked questions, but Lena stayed in the car. She was exhausted. That night she told Drew, I don't know if I wanted them punished. Drew said, you didn't punish them. Consequences did. That helped a little. The civil case took longer. Their homeowner's insurance paid the maximum. But it wasn't enough for a lifetime of care, wheelchairs, bathroom changes, missed work. So her lawyer pressed further. In the end, her parents agreed to sell the Maplebridge house to fund a trust for her. When Lena heard, she sat quietly.
That house had been their pride.
Now it was paying for rails, ramps, braces, therapy.
It felt sad and fair at the same time. She moved into an accessible ground-floor apartment.
Friends from the school where she had taught came with plants, casseroles, gift cards. "You're still Ms. Cole to us," one little student said in a video.
She cried watching it.
Her job changed too. The district offered her a curriculum role she could do mostly from home.
Her life was not over.
It was just different. Month by month, Lena got stronger. With leg braces and a walker, she could take short, careful steps during therapy. "This is you," Drew said one day, grinning.
"Not the surgery. You."
She joined an online group for people with spinal cord injuries and found a whole community who understood terms like spasms, pressure sores, good days, bad days. She kept seeing a trauma therapist, Dr. Lee. "What happened on that deck wasn't just the fall," Dr. Lee said. "It was the moment a lifetime of being dismissed became visible to everyone." "So I'm not crazy?"
Lena asked.
"You never were," Dr. Lee said. "You were unheard." That sentence felt like someone opened a window. Lena started talking publicly in small rehab groups, telling new patients, "You can build a life from here." Not the same life, but still a good one. Almost a year after the fall, a letter came from prison. The handwriting was messy but familiar.
It was from Mark.
She stared at it for days before opening it. "Lena," it began, "I've been in therapy here.
I can't believe what I did.
I can't believe how many times I hurt you and everyone excused it. I don't expect forgiveness.
I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
You didn't deserve any of it."
She read it twice. It did sound real. But healing didn't mean forgetting.
She wrote back one short note. "I hear what you said.
I'm still healing.
I need space." She didn't write to her parents. She heard through an aunt that they'd moved to Florida and were telling people their daughter had a terrible accident. Lena let them tell whatever story they needed.
She no longer needed their version.
By the second year, Lena's life had shape again. She worked part-time, did outpatient physio, and volunteered as a peer mentor at the same rehab center. She met a physio named Ethan there, calm, funny, treated her like a woman, not a patient.
They started getting coffee. He never said "you're so strong" in that pitying way.
He said, "You're honest." With him and with her friends, Lena learned what real family felt like, people who believed you the first time. Sometimes, late at night when pain flared, she still cried for the girl who drove to a birthday party and didn't know her life was about to split in two. But then she would remember Grace's steady voice, Bella's firm orders, Dr. Harris's clear eyes, Drew's encouragement. Enough people had believed her that day to change the ending. On the second anniversary of the fall, Lena filmed a short video for the support group. She sat in her wheelchair, braces leaning against the wall.
"My name is Lena," she said. 2 years ago, my family didn't believe I was hurt. A stranger did. That saved my life.
If your pain is being dismissed, please listen to me. You deserve to be taken seriously. Your body is telling the truth even if people around you don't want to hear it. Find the people who listen." She ended the recording and looked out the window of her accessible apartment. She could not go back to the girl who begged her parents to see her.
She didn't need to.
She had chosen herself, chosen truth, chosen a future that made room for both loss and joy. Her legs would always move differently, maybe not the way she once dreamed. But her voice, at last, moved freely. And that was how her story ended,